I am so excited about today's episode of YQG in Bloom. I'm here out in Kingsville with Samantha George, owner of the Color Lounge Beauty Boutique. Hi, Sam.
Hi, how are you doing?
I am so excited because you guys do a little bit of everything here. Now, are you a hairdresser?
Yes, I started out I started out with makeup first and moved into hairdressing, and then opened a salon here about 6 years ago, and then the makeup sort of worked its way back in, and here we are.
Yeah, it's a great shop. I love it. It's really nice and bright and airy. And looking around here, you have your own cosmetic line.
Yes, so during COVID, to keep some sort of sales going, we decided to brand our own line of cosmetics. So we decided to go with a clean line of cosmetics. We follow the EU compliancy, paraben free, like all of our products are. And then a lot of them are also gluten-free and vegan as well.
I didn't realize that there would be a gluten issue with some cosmetics.
So for anything that goes on your lips or on your eyes, that's if you are celiac or gluten sensitive, people have had reactions. I do have one particular client who had a almost deadly reaction to a lip gloss that had a gluten-based product in it. So yeah, and I had no idea about it either until I started reading about branding the line, and it was an option. I said, well,
it's an option.
It's an option. Might as well have it. And then this person came to us and she was like, oh my goodness, I'm so thankful because, now I can have lipstick.
Now, I know this isn't made on site, but do you have say in colors and textures?
Yes.
How much of a say do you have in the makeup?
So say we have full range of control with it. We go through and we pick out our colors and we pick out our packaging, what we want in it and all of those things. And then when we come through, we name everything. My sister and I actually named all the, our very first collection is the Happy Collection of lipsticks up in the black packaging up there. And they are 26 shades of happiness. Every shade's named after a word for happiness. Oh, that's so after a bottle of wine, my sister and I picked out 26 names. And you really think that it's going to be easy to pick out names for colors, but it's not.
Oh, so. I couldn't do that. And you look at the bottom of some of the packages, it's like, where the heck did you get this from? Just pick it out of a hat or something.
Oh yeah,
I couldn't do it because there's a lot of different colors there. You got to come up with something for everything.
Yeah,
it's all going to be different.
Yeah, and sometimes you want to follow a theme, and then sometimes it's like, well, this color just looks like this, so we're going to call it that.
That is really awesome. I had no idea that you guys actually sold makeup until I was in here. So do you sell it online as well?
We're recalibrating our online store. At first with COVID, we had everything on it because a lot of our clients who were in-house clients but couldn't come in would order their shampoo and everything on it. We've now adjusted that our online store, which is clcosmetics.ca, is only for our cosmetics and our future skincare line.
Which that is why we are here, the future skincare line, Harvest Moon.
Yes.
And now this is something that you actually went back to school and learned how to do and are creating yourself in-house.
Yes. So starting after I realized that, maybe opening up my own cosmetic laboratory was, a very expensive endeavor. And we were trying to add to our skincare line, or to a skincare line to our cosmetic line. And I just wasn't happy with the ingredients that I was finding in things and the cost. The cost was really, I just have a hard time with a bottle, say this size, going for $120. I can't afford that. So how could I expect my clientele to afford that? So then, start looking into other options, and an online ad for a school popped up for Formula Botanica, and I decided to take a ride and got involved with it. I'm not finished school yet, but I did move into my first formulation course and formulated my first oil. So my first oil is the Harvest Moon oil. I was actually close to the harvest time last year when I was doing this, and you start going to suppliers and you see all these beautiful ingredients. I'm like, ooh, blueberries, watermelons, cucumber. We grow all this stuff here. So I'm like, this is amazing. And then I learned that the particular distributor that I was working with, all of their oils were upcycled from or from the food industry. So like from jams and relishes, all those seeds were saved and turned into cucumber oil and blueberry seed oil, strawberry seed oil. So I ended up deciding that that would be my first oil, would be everything that was from like an upcycled product. And then as I got further in down the rabbit hole of it, I was like, well, why don't we produce our own oils here in Canada of those particular things? And we live in the greenhouse capital of North America here. So I'm still trying to figure out how to make those two blocks work together, but bit of a story. But my sister, who owns a massage therapy clinic, was trying to become more sustainable and ended up calling a company called Natural Products Canada. And she was asking them, like, how do you become more sustainable? And they said, unfortunately, we don't do that. We help people who are trying to make green products. And she said, well, my sister,
I happen to know
someone who's just made this oil. And they're like, well, have her call us right away. And then I got involved with them, and then they got me involved with Seneca College, and then the hydro toner was born. So we went from I formulated this, and then we formulated this together, and then we have two more projects, which are our moisturizer and our cleanser, which will be out hopefully by the end of the year.
That'll be nice.
Yeah.
And I happened to come by it just by accident. I was out in June at the Lavender Festival, and I didn't realize that there was the festival right next door, and happened to pop over there just because I was there. And that's where I met you, and you were gracious enough to give me the Harvest Moon oil, which I know from being an esthetician in a previous life that I do have dehydrated skin because I have mature skin, but it being summertime and having the olive skin, I have the oily T-zone. So I was kind of skeptical. You give it to me, I was like, okay, I'm going to try oil in the summertime. My face, I'm going to look like it. But I was surprised. I couldn't believe that there was no breakouts. There was no clogged pores, anything more than normally. And in fact, we've had a few days where it's been on the colder side where I've actually dried out a little bit, where I haven't used the moisturizer all summer, but I know for winter I'll probably need one with it.
Yes.
How do you justify an oil that doesn't make you oily?
So, and that's a really good question, because I don't like the feel of anything greasy on my face. So when I'm in my school and like my schooling and we're learning about formulation, they were teaching about like there's all different types of oils, and I got really obsessed with dry oils and researching upcycled oils and researching dry oils that are upcycled. That it was quite a heavy couple months of reading, and eventually I settled on cucumber, watermelon, blueberry, and strawberry oils to be my main components, because they are all lightweight, highly absorbent oils.
Well, I really like it because like when you get out of the shower, you wash your face or whatever, and you have your hair back. Definitely make sure you have your hair back when you're putting on an oil. I literally use like maybe 4 or 5 drops, and that does my face and my neck and down here. And then you wait a few minutes, like moisturize, do whatever else. It like literally within 3 or 4 minutes, I can take my hair down and it's fine. It's soaked in, and I like massaging it in, and it's great. I have noticed a little lesser of some of the lines probably around my lips.
Oh, amazing. That's amazing.
How can an oil be a dry oil?
So oils all have a different absorbency rate. So depending on the viscosity of the oil, sort of lets you know whether it's going to be quickly absorbed, slowly absorbed, or very slowly absorbed, almost more like a barrier. So when you have oils that are like a coconut butter, it's solid at room temperature. So that's probably going to act more as a barrier as well. Whereas you have a very light, thin oil that has a high viscosity, which means like it moves quickly. It will tend to absorb faster into your skin. I just decided to use all light oils as opposed to any heavy oils. My body oil that I'm working on formulating right now is with heavier oils because you want to put it on right after the shower so your skin is moist and it sucks it up a little bit.
Oh, yeah. So, that'll be great because I love the moisture.
Maybe I have a sample here for you.
I love the moisturizer. I found that I do that summer and winter, but I really, really enjoyed this oil, and I can't wait to have the moisturizer to go with it.
Yes.
And a toner as well.
Absolutely.
Toner, I know that the smell when you sampled it, sprayed it on me when I came here, smells heavenly.
Thank you.
What is that smell?
So I wanted to, so oil gets formulated, done, moving over. We get into working with Seneca. And I realized with the upcycled ingredients, not having many Canadian ingredients, that I wanted to focus highly on Canadian ingredients. So with the toner, eventually one day I would like to be able to produce cucumbers that we have around here into something so you can make something called hydrosol. So hydrosol is when you take plant material and you boil it, and the steam that rises is collected. So we have cucumbers and we have sweetgrass, which is a native plant to Canada, and used in different avenues. It's a sacred medicine to the Indigenous people of Canada and North America in general. And so I've always loved the smell of that. I didn't realize it was available in a hydrosol. And then I found a company who works with like wild, it's called Wild Harvest. So people who are taking it off the land and actually like working it themselves as opposed to major farming happening and it just not, just going into like another large corporation sort of thing. So the cucumber hydrosol and the sweetgrass hydrosol really have the strongest notes that you're going to notice, but then you're also going to notice things like a little bit of spearmint floral water in there. So I think all those scents together when you're, walking home from a hot summer's day and it's just starting to cool and there's that crispness in the air right around this time of year. I was trying to sort of emulate that scent.
That would be a great perfume. It would be that smell. It would be really nice
I'll have to turn it into a body spray now.
Your next little project.
I'll have to go halvesies on it.
Yes. And I love the fact that you actually have a room here where you create it all.
Yes. With school, I was using my living room as my laboratory. And I was like, I guess one day, because we had two locations. We had the location at 16 Division Street and then also at 121 Division Street. I didn't have any dreams of having a skincare line out this quickly until I got involved with Seneca. But I thought maybe if I could get my oil out in the next year or two and we could produce it in the little, on days that we were closed. So I figured like Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, we'll do runs in there. And then when this building came up for availability, I was like, oh, no way. I'm getting a lab. I'm going to have a lab. It's little, it's only like, whatever, 12 by 9, but it's mine.
Hey, now are you going to be able to mass produce once this launches?
Yeah, so I will be able to. I was really looking at that because there's two things that could happen: is we could launch this and people will be like, "That's nice," next, or you could become a overnight sensation with something too, right?
You've done a couple markets, and how has it been received? Have you got feedback from people?
Yeah, so the oil, the Harvest Moon facial oil, has gotten a lot of feedback. I've had a lot of people ask for seconds and stuff so far. We did our open house in April and I gave out samples. And I think I gave out 65 samples and everybody's come back for, for seconds. So that's exciting. And my sister who owns Well Days Collective in Guelph, which is a massage therapy clinic, and she's going to start doing gua sha facials with it as like an add-on to your so she's going to be carrying it. And I was just talking with Freedom Beauty next door in How Fit, and they're going to be looking into maybe carrying it as well. So we're going to start slowly, and I have Desiree, who used to work here, is I'm sending her some bottles to try it out. So it'd be really nice if
If it takes off, you're going to have to hire a staff to work in there.
I know. I'm like, okay, so hairdressing will officially be over if that takes so long. Sorry, guys. But I think everybody is excited.
I think they'd appreciate that.
Yeah.
Because it is a fabulous line. I've never been so excited for a moisturizer. But honestly, I do want to touch on one thing.
Yeah.
What I really like about this is I've been able to eliminate the eye creams.
Oh, that's
because,
amazing.
Well, as I told you before, I found that looking for an eye cream for somebody that has the crow's feet, the wrinkles, mature skin, it's very sensitive and it's very crepey. It's crepey skin. I mean, that's an esthetician term, but everything that's supposed to help reduce them has alcohol in them. Mm-hmm. And I've just been running into problems where all of a sudden my eyes are drying out, around my eyes drying out, and I had to have medicine for it. So it's nice that I could eliminate having an eye cream because that I just put it around my eyes and it's great.
Yeah, and I think it's light enough and fine enough as an oil that it just lightly soaks in, and you're not left with like any oil. Now, I am going to work on this particular line. Will have 4 products in it. So the Harvest Moon collection will have the cleanser, toner, the oil, and the moisturizer. And it is gauged like my, you have to do your business plan and everything. So it is gauged between the 35 to 45. Mm-hmm. But I feel like with oils, it's like, so if it's a light oil, maybe it's your morning oil.
Yeah.
And I want to work on, I don't want to like let it out, but I love the name of it. So I want to work on a blue moon oil.
Nice.
For the evening time for my clients who've been around the sun a few more times. So
the super moon.
Yeah, exactly. And just, I think if you work off of this as a base, it's a nice thing to do. Cause I just want to make skincare simple. I don't want 700 products. And I mean, everything retails for under $40. We also have hyaluronic acid in this as well, which is our active ingredient. Mm-hmm. And we have blueberry extract and cornflower extract. And those are not inexpensive products.
No, they're expensive, especially nowadays with the inflation.
Mm-hmm. So, but it's like, because we're dealing with Canadian manufacturers of these raw ingredients, so they're grown right in your backyard and produced right here on our own soil, and they're not being shipped from all over the world. I feel like that does keep some of the pricing down with it. So that's a big part of my sort of mission as well, is like affordable, clean, and like environmentally responsible.
Really, it is nice not to open up your drawer and have a million different creams in that, and it takes you forever to get ready for bed at night.
I know the 12-step process. I'm like, who has time for 12 steps?
I have issues taking off my makeup, let alone putting the 12 steps on.
Yeah, exactly.
So it is nice. And yeah, I can see where you would probably do, I mean, our night creams are heavier, so maybe a heavier oil. Although I haven't had a problem with this oil at nighttime. I put it on, I just add a few more drops.
And it just like soaks right into your skin. And that's the nice thing with it being a very light oil, is if it's for like, maybe if it's like a younger person, maybe 18, 19, 25, maybe they only use it as their night oil.
Yes.
And then, I use it in the morning and before I go to bed, because I don't use any moisturizer at all anymore.
Yeah, I might for the winter time, we'll see, but it was really nice to try it for the summertime, because to see that, especially with how hot it was this year, that I didn't end up with extra oily skin. I didn't end up with breakouts, and I didn't put anything over it. So I didn't have that glossy look on my face that sometimes you can get with certain moisturizers.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So it was really nice.
Well, the watermelon seed oil, which is a large portion of the actual formulation in the Harvest Moon face oil, is well known to be antimicrobial and actually will pull the dirt out of your pores. So if you suffer with any acne, like, it's completely safe for acne prone skin.
Okay.
So, and especially, like that perimenopausal area, where we do get breakouts sort of in this area here. Yeah. Yep. Which is fun. It will not activate or intensify any of that.
It's like what I used to tell my customers when I did facials, and I would have to explain to them, like, you might break out for a day or two after you start it, because you're clearing out your pores and it's pulling the dirt out of the pores.
Yes.
That's normal. If it lasts longer than a week, then you have an issue. And honestly, I didn't really notice that with this. It worked really well. I didn't break out or anything, and I'm surprised.
Yeah.
Because usually I do.
Well, and that's happened to me. I started this one face cream. It was like a little scrub in it, and I had like a major allergic reaction to it, and like all my pores had those little pieces in it and stuff. And so it's like I just want something.
You just reminded me that I usually use a daily scrub in the shower. I haven't used one in probably about a month because I forgot to rebuy it. And if I don't use that, I break out, and I haven't. So.
Oh, really? Well, see little bits of notes, and these are all things that we're also like taking in right now as we're like learning along the way, and because I feel using all plant-based natural products. Now, I don't want people to get confused with organic, because there's all these big words out there. So organic is a certification.
Yes.
All of the products in my Harvest Moon oil are pesticide-free and virgin press upcycled raw ingredients. They aren't certified organic. It just adds a cost, I think, that it takes a lot of time to get that sort of certification.
Oh, yeah.
So some products are in my toner, some products are certified organic, but that's up to like the people who make the manufacturers for them to go through that. I'm not going to look for organic certification myself. I will label which products are organic if that's something that's hyper important to people.
Well, and if you're upcycling, it's a lot harder to find organic. I mean, you want to be able to upcycle and recycle whatever you can so that there's a lot less waste.
Everything is certified pesticide free and virgin press. That's more where I'm looking to go, that I want to be clean and natural, plant-based. A lot of the words just get mixed up and all muddied all together, that it's like, oh, it's green, it's clean, it's organic. Those all mean very different things.
The keywords.
Yeah, exactly.
But we can say that your packaging is recyclable.
Yes,
because
it is.
It's glass.
Yes. And we went with glass specifically because it's recycled. And next, hoping if everything goes well by for Earth Day next year, that we'll have refillable packaging. So you buy your.
Just going to ask you if we could do that. That's great.
So you buy this once, and it's a nice strong bottle, and then you just come and pick up your refill, or we ship you a refill and
in a recycled container.
And away you go.
And it's a lot more economical. And now you do have an event coming up to launch. Is it just the oil, or the oil and the toner?
So the oil and the toner will be launched actually on the Harvest Moon of 2023. So the Harvest Moon is September the 29th this year. And
it's a Friday.
And so we're hoping for clear skies so we can get some good shots with the product up with the moon. As it started taking shape and the line started to move forward and everything was going with Seneca, like about March, I think this year, I was like, we're going to have a launch party. Then I looked, I was like, oh, when would be a good day to launch the Harvest Moon collection? And I thought, well, why not launch it on the Harvest Moon?
Exactly.
And it just happened to fall on a Friday. So we thought, why not? So we have some vendors coming, sell some cider, and we've got picnic tables and a live music. And we're going to have some treats and some demonstrations and all sorts of fun things, and some great sales and demos going on that day, and tarot card readings and all sorts of fun stuff.
I love the tarot card readings. I had Old Soul on here.
She's coming. She's coming here. Yeah, she's coming.
She's awesome. She's given me a few readings, and I just love her to death.
Oh, that's amazing.
She's wonderful.
She actually gave me this ring when we were at the Magnolia Ranch market.
Oh yeah, you guys were sitting next to each other that
and
day.
I gave her a set of my oils, and I said, here's a gift for you. And then she was like, I want to give you something back. And so she was lovely to work with.
She is lovely. We actually recorded out of her new in-home studio, and then she started working somewhere else. So she works at home and outside.
Busy lady.
She's wonderful.
Yeah.
But I'm definitely going to be here. What time is your event going to be?
So our event is on Friday the 29th, and it's from 1 till 7 p.m. And yeah, so just come enjoy and try some beautiful face swap. We will have a special deal on that day. Regularly, the toner is going to be sold for $38.95, and not this little bottle, but the proper size bottle. I just don't have the packaging
And
done.
actually, I thought I saw when the bottle's
an
probably
ounce.
about,
Yeah, it's about an ounce, and so that one will go for $34.95. But the day of it will be $28.95 for the toner and $24.95 for the oil, or you can get them for a set for $52.
And I can tell you that the ounce bottle of the oil, I've used it twice a day, and it is September 7th. And I got it from you on the 24th of June, because I actually looked it up, and I still have some left in there, and that's using it twice a day. So it does go a long ways.
I'm hoping that the whole set will last people about 3 months, because I would like to eventually on our online store, sign people up for a subscription, because I really would like to be able to sell the whole set for under $125. So if you're looking at that, like for a whole year of skincare, under $500.
Now, these being that they are a lot of natural ingredients and you don't have all the extras in it, what is the shelf life?
So our shelf life on our oil, which we just had the stability testing all finished up about a month and a half ago, is 1 year.
Is
after
that
opening.
open? Oh.
Once it's opened. Yeah.
Wow.
1 year from opening. And the toner is 6 months.
That's a long time, because even the stuff that you buy in the stores and you open it up, you look, they actually have a thing on the bottom that'll tell you how long it's good for. And a lot of them are, like 3, 4, 5 months at the most.
So the oil is something they call an anhydrous product, anhydrous, if I'm saying that right, product. So because there's only oil in it, there's no, and I have a preservative, which is vitamin E, but because there's no water products within the Harvest Moon facial oil, there's nothing for it to grow in. So oil it's like if you put garlic in oil, you can store it in your fridge for a very, very long time. So same idea runs with skincare that's made out of all oil. And I think that's a bit of a movement now too going on. A lot of people are doing water-free skincare. Then when you move into the toner, we have a plant-based preservative in it that helps keep its shelf life a little longer there.
That's great.
Yeah.
So how can everybody get a hold of you guys for any of your services, like the million services you offer?
Okay, so if people are looking to get a hold of us for hair, makeup, bridal work, graduation, anything like that, they would go through our colorlounge.ca. That deals with the Color Lounge Beauty Boutique more in the side of services. And then if you want to purchase product online, you can go to clcosmetics.ca, and you can find us also at CL Cosmetics on Instagram as well. And just starting our YouTube page, which is CLBB, I think, on YouTube.
Okay, well, we will definitely have all of that in the description. I didn't know you're going to start a YouTube?
Yeah, I just I started a YouTube a while ago, and our first lipstick commercials on there from when we had National Lipstick Day last year. This year was a much smaller National Lipstick Day. We just ran around the streets and handed out free lipstick samples. Danielle, our lead makeup artist here, was just running around being like, "Hi, want a lipstick?" Hi. So it was fun. But every other year we're going to have a party. But this year, with the Harvest Moon being our focus, we didn't want to take away from that.
Well, that'll be nice. You'll be able to show everybody how to use the products and little insight shorts.
Yeah, I think it will be. And I've got a couple makeup tutorials on there, but it's a lot of work, as you well know, with a podcast, like editing and just going through and trying to do it. And
thank God I leave that to the husband. I just sit here and do this, and he takes care of the rest, which thank God I have him.
Exactly.
But thank you so much, Sam, for being here today. I really do appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely. And thank you so much. It was such a pleasure to meet you at the Magnolia Ranch Market. And I'm so glad our I'm so glad that our paths crossed.
And I am definitely going to be here for the Harvest Moon. We'll call it a festival.
Yes, the Harvest Moon Festival.
On September 29th, 2023 at 7 Heritage Street in Kingsville, Ontario. And again, my name is Tracy Martins. Thank you for joining me for another episode of YKG in Bloom. This time I was out here at the Color Lounge Beauty Boutique. You guys all have a great day, and I will talk to you soon.